Hello again. Classic Sheepskins is a Hawke's Bay family-owned sheepskin tannery. It's survived since it began in 1969. This is even more remarkable considering the competition it's endured from overseas tanneries over time. Marketing manager Kieran Callahan explains how the business operates.
Classic Sheepskins is a woolskin tannery, started in 1969 to add value to woolskins that we get from the works. So all our products comes from the meat works, and we then tan it and sell it for all sorts of different purposes. My dad started it with 3 other partners in 1969. He is still the only remaining member of those partners. One dropped out quite early on, and then there was another 2 that stayed with the business up until just recently. So I got into the business to add more of an e-commerce side to it, and there was also one of the other partners' son who took over the tanning side of it up until just recently. It was first started for wool tiling because wool's insulation properties and its fireproof properties. As that market died down, it moved into car seat covers, and that really took off. Basically had a pattern for every car make and model. And now that market has slowed again, we've moved into several different markets, including buffeting bonnets for the car manufacturing business, just general rugs that were quite big in the United States, and then we've got a huge footwear side of the business, which is huge in obviously Europe and Scandinavia, where it's a lot colder. Generally, the raw product hasn't changed too much over the years. It's more the amount of the product. We used to have a lot of sheep here, as everyone knows. Now, with the rise of dairy farms, that side of things, the sheep became less available, so that affected the skin price. And also more merino. We don't tan a lot of merino. It's not great for tanning, better for the use of wool. So that's affected our quantities, but all in all, the skins are pretty much the same. The future of this business has changed a little bit. We're looking to niche market a bit more. We're New Zealand made, and we're a boutique tannery that produces high quality products, and so whatever markets that produces for us, we'll tap into. This is a medium-sized tannery, quite small compared to what's in China. We have about 40 staff. We are seasonal though with the lambing season, so we can go up to 60 staff. We have a few outworkers as well. We process about 2,300 skins a week, and that's during the season, and on the off-season it's about 1,200 skins a week. It's a fairly big process. It's quite labour intensive. That's why a lot of the tanneries have gone offshore, so we have some challenges with that, but we're still going forward. We get the skins from the works, we then flesh them and give them a slight trim. Then they go into these baths behind me for about 24 hours, and that starts the process. They're pickled, and then they're a chrome tan, which is mainly an aluminium-based tan. The fleshing process opens up the skin so the tanning chemicals can penetrate it, and also takes any extra residue fat off them. In these baths, the tanning chemicals, similar to pickling anything you would at home, vegetables, etc. The skins go through a similar process where the chemicals penetrate the skin, and the main process is locking that hair in. The tanning process is dealing with the pH. What we do is we lock in the tanning chemicals to preserve that hair. It's quite tricky with sheepskin because a lot of it needs warm temperatures, and leather doesn't react well to warm temperatures, so it is a bit of an art of balancing the pH with the heat. There's a lot of things that can go wrong with the tanning process. One is shrinkage of the skin from it being too hot, or the other thing is the hairs aren't tanned in fully, and so you get hair slip once the product is finished. The paddles move the skins around, make sure that everything gets equal amount of chemical and dye through it. We also dye skins for different uses, and so they need to be pushed around so that dye can penetrate the whole skin. So once they come out of these baths, they are then pinned out and dried. They have to be dried in their natural shape, otherwise they'll shrink. So once they're dried, they come off the dryers and they're quite stiff and pulled out into the shape. We then add a little bit more moisture back to them so we can work with them. We then put them through a degreaser stage to get that natural grease out of the wool, and then they go through the main manufacturing process, which involves combing the skin, ironing the skin, and staking the leather. This is our footwear department. We tan the skins right through to a process where we can then manufacture them into all sorts of slippers and boots. Everything from a kind of slipper sock up to a full kind of knee-high sheepskin boot. This side came about with the different types of wool that you get on sheepskins. The shorter, more dense wool makes perfect footwear. This is a value-added side of the business. It gives us something different to do with the sheepskins. Instead of just selling single rugs, we can now sell footwear added to the sheepskin and gives us another market to enter into. The main selling point for our product is that it's New Zealand made. It's almost like a piece of New Zealand. Everyone recognises sheep with New Zealand, and to have that on their feet, it's warm, the natural property is brilliant, so that's the main selling point. We do a variety of different skins. We don't just tan sheepskins, we do deer skins, tar skins, cattle hides, and everything in between. This is a deer skin. We do a lot of deer skins for farmers and hunters as well. We have a commission tan business, and we do any type of skin from as small as a rabbit up to a cowhide. We had quite a lot of inquiries from farmers and lifestyle blockers to get things tanned for themselves, and so we looked at it and it did look like a good side of the business, so we got into it, and it's been really, really well received and really enjoyed doing products for farmers.
For more information on our stories and upcoming primary sector events, visit our website. Get there via tvnz.co.nz. Or if you've missed an episode and you want to catch up on it, you can view it through TVNZ On Demand using the keyword rural delivery. Next week, we discover how high-value materials are being created from New Zealand wool at Texas Fibre. We take a tour around the vast glasshouse and orchard enterprise of Southern Belle and find out about the journey from traditional dairy farming to artisan cheese and milk production at Wangapeka Cheese. And that's all we have time for today. We hope to see you again next week. This program was made with funding from New Zealand On Air.